And we are recording. I've got Lance Sitton on the phone with me. Lance, how are you?
Doing good, Jason. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Before we get started, I've got 3 shout-outs. Just real quickly, I'd like to talk about these excellent companies. The hammock hanging in my background is Hobo Hammock. They're based out of Salt Lake City. Jake Anderson is the owner there, and they do a really wonderful thing where they've partnered with their with their community. And every time you buy a Hobo Hammock, you help feed a homeless person. And they also recycle old hammocks, a great company to check out. And then secondly, my favorite skincare company is Climb-On. I've been using Climb-On products for, ever since 2007 is when I started climbing, and I probably got a free sample from some event. And I've been using Climb-On products since then, and excellent skincare, healing salve. I even use the one thing that I brag about, I use it as an aftershave. So check out Climb-On products. And then lastly, Friction Labs, they make world-class climbing chalk. So if you haven't gotten a sample yet, you can visit Friction Labs, and I think they're still giving out free samples. If not, there's numerous discounts that you can find online, and you can try out some Friction Labs climbing chalk. So with that, Lance, let's talk about you. Most people know that you are a musician, and you've got a brand new album dropping August 5th. Talk about that if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's 10 new tracks. It's called Consider the Source. It's really writing and recording over like a 2-year span. Pretty excited to share it, really. It's some of my best work in my opinion, so stoked to share it.
And you describe it as like easygoing and uplifting, is that right?
Yeah, just, always positive vibes and never focusing on anything negative. I don't know, there's a lot of negativity out in the world, and I don't want to be another person to add to it, so I just try to look at things through a positive light and write and share their music.
Right on. Can you talk about some of the details? Yeah. How do we go about buying it when it drops on August 5th?
It's going to be available through all digital outlets, and physical copies can be bought on Amazon. They have a program through there that you can buy physical CDs. I'll probably be offering CDs through my Facebook website as well.
Oh, right on. And I'll be sure to link those out when it goes live, or even now help make sure that people have the correct links. You released a sample, a really short sample called Thankful. Let me play that. It's 15 seconds, and then let's talk about that track, because it's really... Oh, here, I'll just play it and we'll talk about it. So is that the style that we're going to hear on the whole album? It's reggae, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like everything that I enjoy playing, which is reggae, roots rock. It's kind of like a laid back rock, and a little bit of, I don't know how to call the rock and roll. It's like Jimi Hendrix style. I've always dug that kind of like funky rock and roll. So I did a little bit of that on this album, and it turned out pretty cool.
And what's the track we listened to, Thankful? What's that about? Is there a message in there, or is it just something fun to listen to?
Yeah, it's just track thanking my wife for being awesome, and just being a great lady and taking care of me in Kingston, and just thanking her,
Right on. That's awesome. I'm sure people will be able to relate to that easily.
Yeah, for sure.
So for those that don't know you, how long have you been into music? And is guitar your thing, or is singing your thing?
Well, both of them were my thing. I started out singing, of course, with my mom and stuff, and choir and the church and everything like that. But guitar, I started playing around 14 or so, and just fell in love with it and started to write, I guess, when I was 18, 19, kind of first year in college, and then I just started doing my thing. I was really inspired by some musicians, and just kind of started writing, creating, and here we are now, you know.
Right on.
10 years later, or a little bit longer, 12 years later.
Do you play live anywhere in Springfield?
I have played all over Springfield. Lately, I have not been. I've just been relaxing and working and doing my thing, really. I'll probably be playing out to promote the album here this fall.
Right on. And if you do that, again, how are you going to let us know where we can see you play live?
I'll post it on my music page, which is facebook.com/LanceSittonMusic.
Okay. Easy enough. And then
that'll be cool.
And then you're also a professional photographer. And then when we climbed together, you were telling me about a new, in my mind it stuck out as adventure photography. I might not have that right. But share, is that something that you are going to do? And if you are, share the details.
Yeah, I've been doing it. Basically just offering my services to people who are wanting to go out and explore new areas, or if they have an area picked out that they want to go hike, they have a family or something, I can take drone footage, or just regular photography. Or also, I'm willing to take people to spots that I found that are pretty awesome to share, and it's been cool so far. A lot of people have enjoyed it. So.
Right. Can I ask what's a price range for hiring you to? If I wanted some professional photos of climbing, or a little mini clip video of me climbing some rocks in and around Springfield, Arkansas area, or is it just Springfield? So, what's that going to run?
No, it's Springfield, Arkansas area. My starting rate's like $200, just for me getting out there, and then add on top of that would just be like either a riding together type of thing, or, you know, if I have to meet you, then I would expect, you know, getting paid travel down there or whatever. But
sure.
It just depends on the amount of photos that you want as well.
Okay.
But I don't know, $200 is a good start.
Right on. That's easy to know. That's affordable. If someone wants, if someone's absolutely crushing and they want a memory of, their great send, why not?
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, it's fun too. It's just seeing new places. I'm willing to be a little bit of a guide as well. So.
While we're talking about climbing, what are some of the primo, off the map kind of places that don't have a guidebook yet, that you're willing to share?
Boiling Springs, amazing area, really easy to get to. Literally, you can look up Boiling Springs, what's it called? Like a recreation area that people go and swim and stuff, and we just happen to find it, and there's rock on National Forest directly across from the parking area, so it's really easy. Beautiful big boulders, sandstones. Patty Creek Wilderness area is really just an amazing area. You have 200-foot tall pines and big boulders all over the place, and you can get lost out there. So, contact me if you're wanting to go check out that spot, is what I say.
So interesting the way that you gave a post. To me, this is an interesting story because I broke one of my long-standing rules. A long time ago when I started climbing, I had a couple of, not unfortunate incidents, but just uncomfortable incidents where just climbed with people I didn't know and it didn't turn out well. I mean, there are no injuries or anything. It's just climbing with someone with a different style. I remember someone in the gym one time asking me, "Hey, can I get a belay?" And I'm like, "Oh, sure. You know, we're all friends here. We all help each other." And the guy ended up projecting for like half an hour without, he didn't say, "Hey, I'm going to project for 30 minutes. Can you get me on belay?" And a few of those and some not excellent belay experience as well. I made a rule where I don't answer the, "Hey, who's climbing?" And I really don't want to climb with someone who I don't know, who I've never seen climb before, and at the very least, friend of a friend. So if there's someone I trust and I climb with, and they climb with another party, there's that, I might be open to climbing with a person. But I have a very strict rule for myself that I want to climb with trusted people because I want a good belay when I'm ascending, and I want a good spot when I'm bouldering. So when I answered your, "Hey, I'm climbing in this new place. Anybody want to join me?" I said, "Yeah, I want to go." Number one, I wanted to meet you because Amanda Smith said, "You're the guy. You're the guy to know about Peters Branch. You're the guy to know about Boiling Springs." And I wanted to find out about those places as well, or more about those places. I'd been to Peters Branch a couple of times. And then, so when we climbed together at Boiling Springs, you ended up sending 3 long-standing projects, which that felt awesome to be there and experience that with you. Have you hit anything else new since then?
No, those were the ones of many that I wanted to hit. I just ran out of time as far as the temps go, but yeah, we discovered that those projects at Patty Creek several years ago, and I had tried Rick James, what I called that one coming out of the cave, you remember?
Yeah.
With the tow hooks. I had tried that one probably, 3 or 4 different sessions over a 4-year span. So it was cool to see my progression and how it felt, because at the beginning it felt so hard, and then, at that time I did it, it was just like fluid and it felt really smooth. So
that's right.
It's just a cool process to be a part of, to be honest with you. I don't know. There's nothing that can compare to going out, finding new boulders, cleaning them, and then climbing them. It's pretty awesome.
No, that's right. It's Patty Creek. That's where we climbed together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Patty Creek.
Patty Creek, right on. And that also is very accessible, easy to get to, and climbing is just a few minutes hike from the main parking lot. That's national forest too, right?
Yeah, it's all national forest. It's really easy. You just there's trails already cut out, or you can go off path, and that's kind of what we're having to do now. It's an 18-mile loop, so we're having to follow the path and then kind of venture out and look at topos and kind of guess where we think rock would be. But it's definitely worth the hike, that's for sure.
Now, is there any? So I know at Peters Branch, finally they're starting to get some, I'm going to say guides, not guidebooks. You can look online at Mountain Project, I think, and you can see the boulders and you can see the lines. Somebody took the time to do that. Is that happening at either Boiling Springs or Patty Creek yet?
Yeah. I don't know who started the Mountain Project thing, but I added a bunch of stuff on there, and I think there's going to be a guidebook out. What's his name? Gosh, I can't think of his name right now. Great artist. He's hold on, let me see if I can find his name. Anyways, there will be a guidebook available to Peters Branch, the first one. I've been working on it. and it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be good. It's gonna have all the classic lines available. So.
Fantastic. So let me get back to the point I was making previously with climbing with people that you don't know. Do you have, obviously you trusted me to spot you bouldering, and that there were a couple of those problems where I would describe the landing similar to what you experience in Rocky Mountain National Park, where it's kind of hard to protect, a little bit jagged, and you do need good boulder pad placement, and you need a really good spotter to make sure that you're not getting injured. So do you have a rule? Why were you comfortable climbing with me? Do you have a rule for yourself with climbing with people you've never climbed before?
Well, I kind of saw that you had experience and we were just dorking around on stuff, and I felt like, okay, this guy, knows what he's doing, and just the way he talked, and yeah, I don't know, I go out a lot by myself as well, so I've been out to Paddy Creek, on my own, hiked in 3 miles and sent a project of mine, and it was me and my dog alone, because it's like, I don't know, if I feel like motivated to do it and no one else is available, then you just got to get it done, don't fall.
Yep.
But there are definitely problems where you need a spot, and I feel like what I call it, master powers was definitely one that if you mess up, you would want someone to help you out. So, I don't know, as far as climbing with new people or other people, I try not to rely on other people, to be honest with you. Bouldering is freeing and is really you. So if you are in control, and that's my philosophy, is be comfortable climbing by yourself, and then with added protection, it's always a benefit.
Yeah, true. And you said that you started doing a lot more deep water soloing, and that gave you a big boost in confidence for, I guess, having that mental game in check and not being afraid to fall. Can you talk a little bit about that? Were you afraid before, and then you started deep water soloing, and then you gained your confidence? Or talk about that process. Maybe I don't have it quite right.
Deep water soloing is just awesome for your mental game as far as climbing goes. It just gives you confidence. But I don't know, I've always kind of gone out by myself and climbed, and I think it's just being confident and knowing that you're strong. I had been training hard, and I felt strong. You can always have a slip up.
Yeah.
Something could break, something could slip, and you could fall. And I've done that before out on my own, but it's just, I don't know, it's inspiring to me to go out and see a line and climb it, and no matter the circumstance, whether you have enough pads or people or you're by yourself, it's just kind of always been my thing. It's been my inspiration. It's just being free.
Right on. So to keep yourself safe, if you're on a solo project or solo endeavor, what's your protection like? You take one boulder pad, 2, 3, what?
It just depends on how tall it is. There was one at Paddy Creek that I did. It was probably 25-foot high ball, and I had 4 pads and 2 buddies spotting me. You just have to figure out what the line is, but I don't know, minimum 2 if it's going to be something that you're projecting and you're going to fall off of. 2 pads, I think you're pretty good to go as long as you're totally controlled. I've had a couple with me and my dog, who's a pretty thick boxer. His name's Kevin, and he was sitting on the pad, and I completely flipped off about 12 feet and just landed on my back. He kind of spotted me. So there are definitely times to, have people there with you.
Do you have a preferred chalk that you like to use, or any other tools that you always take with you on a bouldering trip?
I always have organic crash pads. Those guys have hooked me up and sponsored me for several years. Those are just incredible pads. They're really light and really dense. As far as the chalk, I love the local gymnastic gym guys here in Springfield. They always hook me up. I can't remember the gym, but it's just regular old chalk. Just seems to work for me, you know.
Gotcha. What you have a preferred shoe that you like to send in?
Yeah, La Sportiva. They sponsored me for, I guess, 4 or 5 years now, and definitely my favorite shoes. It just seems like they fit my feet the best, but I've used them all.
Okay.
5'10", school, but La Sportiva is definitely my favorite.
Yeah. Which one do you use?
Right now, what are they called? Hold on, let me look. I have a box right here. I can't even remember, dude. I just...
Is it the one that is it the Solutions that everyone uses?
No, I don't use the Solutions. I use the Futuras or whatever. Futura or something. I'm not sure.
Futuras?
Yeah.
Are those are fairly new? Fairly new model?
Yeah, those are, I think, last year's model or something. Those seem pretty good, and then I've got some Solutions as well that I like a lot. So it just depends on what I'm climbing, really.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of La Sportiva. I've climbed with the Mura lace-ups for a number of years. Yeah, the fit my foot perfectly. It's like foot engaged or fit engaged whenever I put my foot in there. And then there was they had a video recently. Someone on their team made a video about the process of hand making their shoes, and it was. I'm sure a lot of companies hand make their shoes still, but just to see that the care and the detail that they put into a La Sportiva shoe, made me appreciate the shoe and who they are, and it's gonna last forever. Well, at least the climbing season, a hard climbing season. All right.
Yeah, they're a good shoe, man, for sure.
Let me go back to climbing, and I mean we talked a little bit about some of these off the map locations like Peters Branch. Do you climb at any of the other popular places that are destinations? Fountain Red. Do you climb at HCR?
Yeah, I've been to both of those. Are both excellent.
Okay. Do you have at those popular places? Do you have any lines that are your absolute favorite? Let's start with Fountain Red. Do you have a line there that you've climbed that sticks out as being one of your favorite?
Center Splooge is pretty cool. It's like the easiest start to a V10 that you can get on.
Yeah.
What's the other ones? I can't even remember the names. Lebeek, of course, is a classic, and you have to do that one, don't you?
Yep. Do you know that a starting hold broke off within I was there earlier this year, and that little block, that very first starting block that you hold on to, and then heel-toe cam, that was gone.
On Lebeek?
On Lebeek, yeah.
Wow.
Kind of surprised that it didn't make national news. It's important to the climbing community. It did not change it changed a little bit of, I guess, that move when you have to get your foot right in there when you're making the first move into the beak. But it's still a V4. So.
Right on.
How about over at go ahead.
Saying I'm sure it's still pretty awesome, even without that hold gone.
What about over at Horseshoe Canyon Ranch? What's a favorite line you've sent out there?
The Jeff Trowel is probably my favorite. It just was perfect fit for me as far as height and slopers and tow hooks. I don't know, just an excellent climb. So I recommend that one.
Is that a 9? Is it a V9 on the east side? Is that right?
Yeah, it's a V9.
Nope. Right on.
Yep.
So let me ask you your opinion on this news that Barry over at Horseshoe Canyon let me break. The prices, the day use prices are going up from $5 a day to $10 a day. And Barry talked to me a little bit about, he hasn't raised prices in, I think he said 15 years, and felt it was time to do it. The traffic was going up, and they wanted to. He explained to me that it wasn't for making money. It doesn't need to make money, but it was to manage. He called it managing the resources and helping manage the traffic. You have an opinion on paying for climbing, and then you have an opinion about prices going up over there.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. It's like, it's his ranch. He felt like that was the price. I don't know. I haven't really been there a ton the past couple years, but it seems like that's a pretty reasonable price. It's $10 now, you said?
Yeah, 10. So if you're going to climb over a 3-day weekend, it's $30 to climb, and then if you're going to camp there, he didn't raise the prices for camping. It's still $5 per night for camping. So you camp. Let's say you roll in late Friday, you get a Friday climb session, Saturday and Sunday session. So that's $30, and then you camp Friday night, Saturday night. That's $40 for a weekend. For a 3-day weekend. I didn't hear you. Sorry.
He raised it a little bit there, didn't he?
Yep.
But it's a world-class spot. There's no denying that. So it's just, I don't know. I guess it's their call, whatever they think. But I don't know. That's why I go to like Paddy Creek and stuff like that, because it's free.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. So, and then, you're a developer, so there's a whole, from the few developers that I know, there's a whole different mindset. You want to just go get lost for a few minutes, go turn around the corner and find that line, and that's what you're all about. And then there's other boulders or ascenders that, they got to get, whatever, a classic route like Green Goblin is a famous 5'10", or 5, maybe it's only 5'8", I don't remember. There's just some people that are, got to get that, I got to climb that every single time. I fully realize that there are different kinds of climbers. I support Barry. My personal opinion is a good thing. It's his private property, and he is being generous. He's being very generous with letting us come and play in his little piece of heaven. And I really do think that it's going to, some of those people that are not serious about climbing, hopefully it'll keep some of the traffic down, and some of the more boisterous, problem-causing people might decide not to come anymore. Which I think that's one of the goals. Is I know he's a very generous man, and I want to support him. I don't have any complaints. I'm not going to stop. There are years. There've been a couple of years where I've been like 10 or 12 times over the course of a year. But most years I make it out there, half a dozen times, maybe 5 to 10 times at the most. So couldn't make any difference to me. $40 for a beautiful weekend of doing, one of the most awesome things on planet Earth. Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, I agree. It's a cool spot. You can't find that condensed and amazing boulder problems and routes like Horseshoe anywhere else. So I don't know. He's trying to make a little money too, I guess. So that's cool.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. Yeah, and they roll up. Since I've been climbing for about 10 years, they've put in the new bathrooms up in the camping area. They put in the pavilion. They put in the coffee shop. They're always bolting new routes out there, and they're maintaining that hardware and keeping it safe for the ascenders out there. So yeah, I've got no problem with him doing that.
Right on. I don't think I'll be visiting too often, but are they still developing out there? I've heard that they put up some new boulder problems and new routes recently.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
True?
That's what I've heard. Definitely, there's a new section that goes, if you're facing the North 40, and then you continue hiking right as you're facing, I guess you continue north on that line. I think I have the directions right. All of that is newly developed. I think that Jason is just finding different pockets and, different dry parts of the season allows those sections that, have been wet in wet years. I think he's bolted in those areas. And then I'm not 100% sure on all the new boulders that have gone up. We could find out. I can call Jason Roy and ask him what's going on up there, what's new. So he would be the one that knows.
For sure. Right on.
Let's see, what else? Talked about photography, climbing. What else in the world of climbing is exciting to you right now, Lance?
That the temps are almost here, but I don't know, deepwater soloing. I've been doing a bunch of that down at Shadow Rock Park in Forsyth, which is pretty incredible, really.
Where is that?
Can't beat it. It's like, in Forsyth, Missouri, it's like 300 yards wide, maybe, like limestone climbing. It's like pretty good, 25 to 30 feet tall, and pretty incredible.
Okay.
So that's what I've been doing all summer.
Is that easy to find on Google Maps or Mountain Project?
Oh yeah, if you look at Shadow Rock Park, Missouri or whatever, it'll pop right up on Google, and just check your landings, make sure you check where you're jumping and going to land. I mean, we've pretty much climbed all of them out there, but it's always safe to check before you actually jump,
Sure. That's not, for a long time I have not enjoyed swimming. I didn't learn to swim until, I remember swimming when I was a kid, but it wasn't until college that I learned to tread water. So I haven't been a bit, and then when I was I think around 16, I went on a missions trip with my high school to the Dominican Republic, and I didn't know how to swim, and we went out to a place, I still remember, it's called Boca Chica in the Dominican Republic, and just got to a place where the water was about this high, and the waves were hitting me, and super lucky to just get back to where I could stand up out of the water, where it was a close call for me. So I think that's stuck with me. So the few times that I've been out to Kyle's Landing, I don't like to get very high up on the rock and then fall in. So I have an appreciation for gravity, and I have appreciation for landing in a substance that I can't breathe in as well. So, but you say,
yeah, I mean,
go
my
ahead.
wife's kind of the same way. To be honest with you, she this is not comfortable yet, but I don't know. I think everyone starts out like that climbing. You're a little nervous about the heights, and you just have to continue to conquer your fear and keep doing it, trying it, and it'll get easier every time you do it.
Yeah.
So
Right on. It's good advice.
Yeah.
Let me look over some notes here real quick. We've covered your photography business, covered your album dropping the 5th, which that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about either of those two businesses you've got?
yeah, man. I mean, I'm always willing to go try anything creative as far as recording music or taking photos or video. Just, that's what I do, so let's go.
Cool, right on. Well,
Yeah, man.
let's wrap things up then. I think we've covered everything that's important. People who don't know you got to learn a little bit about who you are as a musician, who you are as photography, and obviously I'm going to link everything up. And I remember some of those photos from our trip, pretty spectacular. Did you have a video of any of those sends? I think the one of those videos came out pretty good. Which one was that?
I think it was Master Powers, wasn't it? I posted that amazing arrest. It's such a beautiful time.
Yeah. I'll link those.
So yeah, I posted that on my Facebook page, just my regular personal one.
Okay. So I'll link that up because that people need to taste. Now, obviously, we talked about. I mean, there's some established places to climb, but these new places that are off the map, they're just as wonderful. So I'll be sure to link those up. All right, man.
Right on, man. I appreciate everything you're doing.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Lance, for taking your time to talk to us. And if there's anything else I could do for you as far as promoting, just let me know.
Okay, man. Thanks, Jason.
All right, and I'm going to disconnect with you, Lance, and then I'll say goodbye on the recording. All right, thanks so much, Lance.
Okay.
Take care.
Hey, dude. Bye.
All right, be sure to check the links. I'll link up everything about Lance's photography business, and come August 5th, we'll help get you familiar with Lance's music. If you like that type of music, I mean, that's quality. That's some quality music that Lance makes. And obviously, if you want a professional photographer to come on your next trip, that's affordable. It's an affordable price to hire a professional photographer who's a guide, who is also a strong climber to come and help you document your sends. So with that, thanks for watching, and until next time, Jason Clements with HCRBeta. Thanks for watching.